Hello YouTube, D-Decken here, and with the American holiday of Thanksgiving coming up, as well as the sort of quote-unquote theme of this Pick-A-Gift, I can't help but call this the Thanks for Giving Pick-A-Gift. Now, what do I mean by theme? Well, each of the 4 cards offered in the Pick-A-Gift all have a similar sort of effect. By something happening or some situation is presented, you're able to basically get a monster on your field. Which, is actually kind of cool. I do actually like when there is some sort of synergy between the cards other than them just being randomly thrown out. That said, I do want to... This Pick-A-Gift, whereas the last Pick-A-Gift was kind of a bad Pick-A-Gift. I like, the word I want to use is gross to describe the last Pick-A-Gift, but this Pick-A-Gift unfortunately isn't a great Pick-A-Gift. It's actually an okay Pick-A-Gift. Now, granted, there's 1 or 2 things I wish they would have done to actually make this a good Pick-A-Gift, but it's actually kind of an okay Pick-A-Gift. The cards are pretty decent, and, there's some good things here and there, but before all that, there is something I do want to make mention of. So, the last Pick-A-Gift was 6 weeks ago, which, is pretty standard for the Pick-A-Gifts that we've been getting. So, if that means 6 weeks from now we're going to get another Pick-A-Gift, that actually translates to us getting either a Pick-A-Gift on Christmas or the weekend after Christmas, which, is pretty good timing, actually. This event is about picking your gifts and getting gifts, correlating with the holiday about getting gifts, I really do like when that kind of like lines up and that happens. And, Christmas isn't exactly something that's specifically American. It's something that a lot of places around the world celebrate, so, kind of nice. Don't know whether it'll be a good Pick-A-Gift, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to it. Any case, but that out of the way, now, I did mention that this Pick-A-Gift is only an okay Pick-A-Gift. There's like 1 or 2 things stopping it from being an actually good Pick-A-Gift. So, what are those things? Well, first thing first, day 1. Day 1, 50 gems. Cool. Also, skill chips and gate keys. And that is kind of the problem. So, the last Pick-A-Gift, I called it gross, but it actually did 1 or 2 things that were really great. Something that I wish they actually would have kept. And that first thing is the skill chips. Now, in the last event, they only offered skill chip 1 time. But because they only offered it 1 time, they only offered it as 5 skill chips. Whereas here, you can get 3 and 3, right? And you would think, oh, I can get 6 skill chips here. Cool. Well, the problem is, in the last event, they put up 5 skill chips versus 30 gems. And the reason why that was actually kind of great, or at least good in the very least, is one thing the Pick-A-Gift has never really done well with is sort of put emphasis on the value of gems. For whatever reason, they've always sort of like tried to de-emphasize the value of gems. And if you don't know, gems are amazing. Because of the scarcity and how many you need open card packs, gems are have such a very high ceiling value that picking anything else against them is always a really tough choice. Or at least it should be a tough choice, but it really never is. Like, you either pick gems or a amount of gold that is never worth it, or gems and some card that, is a duplicate of, that's not worth it whatsoever. That's definitely not worth it. So, and once again here, but again, last time, 30 gems versus 5 skill chips, and skill chips, my problem with skill chips is, well, you can only hold 300 of them, which sort of gives you sort of a scarcity, so where if you forget about them, you can potentially lose out on getting skill chips, but, like, the problem with skill chips is, you're only getting the skill you're getting at the card trader shop is random. Like, you can't actually pick your skill that you want, which, you want to use in certain characters' decks so that you can build a certain deck around it and, really just, have certain different options in your game plan. No, you can get a draw sense skill, you can get, like, a restart skill. Like, you can't actually get a certain skill out of it, which, kind of sucks. But whereas with gems, yeah, you're getting a random card pack, but you're getting more cards at the card trader shop, you're getting more options, you're getting more chances to pulling cards you actually want versus getting just a random skill. And it can go both ways, but once again, gems have such a high ceiling value that the fact they put a lower value gems, like 30 gems, to a high number of 5 skill chips, that was nice to see. That actually shows an emphasis of, hey, okay, fine, these skill chips have more, these lower amount of gems versus a high number of skill chips, they're sort of like making it like a better comparison, better sort of pick between the two options. I like that. And 30 gems specifically doesn't get you one pack, so you have to work a bit more to get those extra like 20 gems to get that one pack of cards. That was a nice, whereas with 5 skill chips, you get 95 more skill chips, which is like, oh gosh, like 1/20th of your total number to get a random skill. There was a nice, sort of balance right there. Right here, yeah, no. 50 gems, three skill chips. 50 gems, 3 skill chips. They sort of like threw that curveball right over the net and into the stadium and hitting a civilian and having them go to the nurses, having them go to like the nurses station, just completely throwing it out of the water, which kind of sucks. And another thing that kind of sucks once again is again day one, last pick gift 20. They offered 20 gems on day one, but they also offered 30 gate keys. And granted, the last pick gift, they were trying to focus more on because of the new Exceed world, go to the gate and sort of farm characters. So they offered a bunch of gate keys as options, which, okay, fine. That's cool. But they offered 3,000 gate keys versus 20 gems. And once again, they were sort of putting an emphasis on the value of gems, which that was really nice to see. Here, 50 gems, 20 gate keys. They lowered it back down and they raised the gems back up. Which, no one's picking gate keys at that point. Which is sad. But what's even worse is if you go down here and you see 20 gate keys down here, but you see 30 gems right here. They're going back to their whole, hey, we're not doing proper ratio things again, which I don't like. They were doing that with gold for the longest time, and they sort of still are. Day 4 and 20 gems and 10,000 gold, which I wish they would do that. To me, 1 million gold is equal to 100 gems. That is an appropriate ratio. This right here, you're getting 20 times more of the value than it's actually worth by just picking gems, which is sad. I wish they'd do something else with gold. Do something else with gold other than just getting cards at the card trader shop. Will they? Probably not. But nevertheless, I'm rambling a bit too much there. Let's actually talk about the thing people want to actually talk about, the cards. And again, the cards are actually pretty decent this time around. Except for Hidden Soldiers. So, Hidden Soldier says, when your opponent normal summons or flips a monster, you can special summon a level 4 lower dark monster from your hand. Cool. Ideally speaking, your opponent tries to summon more monsters to the field, and you can summon up more blockers from your hand. You can summon another blocker from your hand to sort of survive the turn a little bit longer. Or if the monster you summon has an effect that can activate when it's special summoned or activate when it's summoned, cool, you get that effect. Here's the problem. The monster you summon, first off, has to be level 4 or lower, as well as being a dark monster. And a level 4 or lower dark monster that you special summon specifically from your hand to get an effect. The first thing I'm thinking of is Destiny Hero, and the first Destiny Hero I'm thinking of that can really benefit off that is Decider, which Decider says, hey, I can't be attacked by any monster that's higher than level 6. So that monster you just normal summoned, that's probably going to be the only thing you attack me with. You can go ahead and summon Brave Neos, but that thing's not attacking me. Cool. And hey, when Decider is summoned, I activate my effect. And then during the end phase, Destiny Hero goes back to my hand. If you happen to kill me, well, I just go back to my opponent's hand. Which, that's Destiny Hero Decider for you. Cool. But what other deck are you playing that in exactly? And more importantly, if you have to specifically if you're specifically doing that just to play with Decider, well then why aren't you summoning a Dimensional Prison that gets rid of Brave Neos? Or why aren't you summoning a Fiendish Chain to stop Brave Neos from attacking in the first place? Or if that monster that gets normal summon has an effect that on summon, just play a Fiendish Chain, to negate the effect. Or there's a lot of other better options than Hidden Soldiers, but again, going back to the theme of this pick-a-gift, because your opponent summoned a monster, you're getting a monster on your field for free. Now granted, it comes from your hand, but you're still getting a monster on your field for free. Thanks for giving. The second card is actually kind of a decent card. It's called Chaos Betrayer, and this card came out in the different dimension tower that happened back last May. And it's actually been seen in some Lightswarm decks because Light Swarms generally run some Twilight Swarms too, and Light Dark. This card says when you can banish, while this card's in your graveyard, you banish a Light and Dark from your graveyard to summon this card. And this card is a level 6 monster with 2000 attack. Not only is it pretty, well, it summons in defense mode, but not only this is a pretty beefy monster, it gets you a free level 6 onto your field, which you summon a level 1 tuner, or you summon like a level 1 or level 2 tuner, you can instantly go into like a level 7 or like a level 8 synchro play. Or with the addition of Exceed coming, with more and more Exceed monsters coming out, you can go into a rank 6 Exceed monster instead. Which right now we only have like Swordbreaker and we have Photo Focus. But oh, I don't know if we'll ever get Constellar M7, but we get Constellar M7. This is a nice card to go into it. But nevertheless, by giving a Light and Dark from your graveyard and having this card in your graveyard as well, you're getting a free level 6. Thanks for giving. And once again, Ancient Rules. Ancient Rules says you special summon a level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand, which in the early days of Duel Links, that was either Blue Eyes or Dark Magician. And that was also one of the only few ways you can really get them on the field without like paying half your life points or tributing summoning a bunch of monsters or using Kimoto. But I think Kimoto came after that. But nevertheless, there wasn't a whole lot of ways to really get those high level monsters on the field, but now this is a good way to get it on the field. And once again, with Exceed monsters, you can run those like high level vanillas, like a level 5 or level 6, and then go into more rank 5 and rank 6 Exceed plays. Or, summon Dark Magician on Blue Eyes. Now, granted, we have cards that already do that, but, this is just another option. And this was for the longest time a Mokuba level up exclusive, but this has also come out a couple times in different events and even some big gifts, so unfortunately, it's not as exclusive as it used to be. And, this is not the first time it's been on a pick a gift, sadly. But hey, by running a lot of high-level normal monsters, you can get a free level normal monster on your field for free. Thanks for giving. And the last monster, Diana the Light Spirit. This card actually came out, it first came out last December in the Different Dimension Light Tower event, where a bunch of light monsters were in the tower. And this has also shown up, I want to say it was in the EX Trader shop once, and it also came out, I believe, with a certain exclusive, I've got some blank on the name, Dark Side of Dimension, zone event, Dark Side Dimension, area event. I can't talk. But what this card basically says is you banish a light from your graveyard and you summon this card from your hand. And again, this is a level 4 light monster. You can probably make some great for Exceed plays as well. And, by giving up a light, you're getting a monster. Thanks for giving. And again, all these cards have a sort of theme of getting you monsters on your field. Some from your hand, some from getting rid of cards from your graveyard, but thanks for giving. And again, they all have the same sort of synergy, and it's nice when the pick a gift does that instead of just being a bunch of random cards. But nevertheless, the last day of the event, day 8, the hardest day of them all. I don't know what I'm going to be picking, but what about you? What are you going to be picking? Is this event is this event good? Is it okay? Or is this event just straight bad? There isn't any new cards, but the cards we're getting are decent. They are decent. They're rehashes, but they are decent cards. And only one of them, believe it or not, this is actually kind of surprising. Only one of the 4 cards is actually you have to compare it versus gems, versus 2 or even 4 with whatever reason. And also, I joke about Hidden Soldiers, but day 2 is actually a very perfect setup. With day 2, if you do not want Hidden Soldiers, or hey, you have 13 of them like I do, you can pick the rare card ticket and get your own rare card for yourself. Or if you're only getting the card ticket just to convert it into rare jewels, you can also get the 200 rare jewels instead. Day 2 is perfect, by the way. But just have them not mess up those ratios, or actually stick to their guns and give gems the value they deserve. This would have been actually a very good pick a gift. Unfortunately, because they didn't do that, it's only an okay pick a gift. But once again, let me know what you think in the comments, and hope you have a good night.